What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in today's video. I'm Kara. If you're new, welcome to K's Ways channel, where we do hair, beauty, and lifestyle my way. All my OGs, what's up? Thank you so much for tuning in to another video. So guys, we are a couple of days away from the Sephora spring sale. For us Rouge members, it starts on Friday, April 9th. The other dates, I don't remember off the top of my head, but I'll definitely put a little card up here, and also everything will be down in the description box. Check that out, along with the list of the links that I'm going to put in the description box for all the products that I will be talking about today. I wanted to come on here and give you my recommendations, and also go through my loves list, my wish list, share with you guys some things that I've been thinking about picking up. Not sure if I'm going to pick it up. I don't even feel like, the way I've been shopping lately, I don't really feel like I need to pick up too much stuff, but of course there's stuff on my loves list that I want. We'll be going through all that later on in the video. If you enjoy these kind of videos, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and if you aren't subscribed already, I hope you consider joining the K Squad. We would love to have you. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into my Sephora spring sale recommendations. I moved the camera out a little bit because I don't know, y'all can't see my shirt too much. I thought this shirt was pretty cool, but it's from Shein, if you're wondering. I did try to use some of these products in what I created today, but there's gonna be no demos, things that I've already featured. I'll have some related videos and everything listed in the description box below if you want to see any of these products in action. But here, I just wanted to do a chatty video where we can just talk about makeup. So yeah, let's get started. Now I'm just gonna go in pretty much the order of the way I do my makeup. So I always start with my brows. Are you a brows before foundation or foundation before brows kind of girl? Let me know down in the comment section below. I would love to know. For years, I've definitely been recommending the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. You guys know this is like one of my favorite pencils. Holy grail. I have like so many backups. I don't really need too many brow things, and I don't want to come on here and keep repeating the same products, but I do want to recommend something where some of my K Squad may be a little surprised that I'm about to recommend this, but I have been dipping back into the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Freeze product, and it's grown on me since last time that I spoke to you guys about it. One thing I've learned about using this product is you really don't need a lot. So lately what I've been doing is I dip my spoolie in just a little bit on the tip, and then I'll use the top to distribute the product throughout the spoolie, and then distribute it through my brows. If you're looking for like that kind of soap brow situation where your brows stand up, my brows don't stand up. If you've seen the demo that I did when I had got this product, you know that my brows actually fell back down and it wasn't frozen like I said. Honestly, I've always loved the way that I did my brows. Like brows, I know I've told this story before, but brows is one thing. Like when I first got into makeup, I just wanted to do my brows. I wanted to have like a brow that fit my face. So the way I do my brows now, I love it. You know what I'm saying? So you know, with the two Benefit products combined, I was set with my brows. But so I don't think that's why I was so welcoming to this product, but it definitely has grown on me. I know when I did that video, Nunu the Hair Diva, my homegirl here on YouTube, definitely check her out. But Nunu, she had commented how my brows look thicker, and that is one thing that I do like about it. Like my brows look nice and thick. You know, as you get older, your brows start to thin out. So I can appreciate the fact that I'm about to be 40 this year, and my brows still have that nice thickness to it. I've been reaching for it more often, so I thought it would be a good time to mention to you guys that I have been liking it. I've been using it a lot, as you can see. Well, it's a clear product, so you probably can't see how much I've been using it, but I've been reaching for it a lot. If you look in my description box in some of my videos, I told you guys, or I've even mentioned it in videos, like I've been trying it and using it and liking it. So if you feel like getting a spoolie, because that's one thing about the brow setter, it comes with a brush, and it actually has like a flat paddle side here, and then the combs on the side, so you can brush through your brows, and everything is all in one, which is why this 24-hour brow setter is a holy grail. But since I bought this, I figured I need to use it and I've been using it and liking it. This palette that I have on my eyes today, and my last video that I featured was on the Naked Wild West, yeah, the Urban Decay Naked Wild West palette, which I have been really enjoying. Like the eye look that I have on today, I went in with some neutral colors, actually only 2 shades. I went in with the Ghost Town shade here, and then I went on top with Whiskey. It gave me that brown situation on the lid. The only thing was I a fan of the whiskey shade by itself on the lid, so I did go in and pop in this dark brown shade from the Viseart palette. This is the first time that I used the Viseart palette, so I can't recommend it. I left it here just to let you know that what was on my lids. But then you see the pop of blue underneath, so of course I went back in with those teals colors, and I just think it's perfect for the spring. Like I said in the video where I did the test of new makeup, I just think like Urban Decay products are really user friendly, and like you don't necessarily need like a glitter glue. You don't have to bring in so much extra products or extra steps to make these work. They blend really nicely. The colors, they show up, they build on top of each other really nice, and yeah, I had no complaints about this. This is now the third time that I'm using this palette, and yeah, I've really been enjoying it. So if you have your eye on this palette, I definitely do recommend that you pick that up. Another palette from Sephora that I did want to mention that I picked up, I actually picked this up late in the game. This is the Natasha Denona Bronze palette. I didn't get this palette when it first came out, and then I got it in the fall actually, and I started bringing it out now that we're getting this nice weather. So I just went ahead and covered in the full length mirror. But look, this is like the perfect, not spring because it's good for spring, but I think it'll be a good spring into summer palette. So I've really been enjoying this palette. The funny thing about these palettes is these cost more, but I find like you definitely need some kind of like glitter primer situation on your lids. The shimmery shades are definitely gonna fall on your face. I remember the first time I used it, I'm thinking like, yeah, I bought a $65 palette. It should be doing the business for me. I shouldn't have to do all the extra steps. No, go ahead, do your eyes the way that you normally do it. Glitter primer, if you need to spray the brush, whatever the situation may be, because these glitters will fall in your face. I find like the Naked palette is just more user friendly. So if you're like, I don't want to say not experienced in makeup, but you just don't want to think too hard, I do recommend the Naked Urban Decay Wild West palette. But this Natasha Denona actually is the first, however many 15 pan palette that I have, the one and only one that I have, and I have been enjoying it. So I can recommend that palette just for the looks. But another thing, if you look at the palette, you see like a lot of the same shades. So I feel like with my skin tone per se, a lot of the looks that I create all end up looking pretty much the same. So while I do recommend it, like I said, this one is more affordable, more user friendly. So now I feel bad for recommending the Natasha Denona palette. I don't recommend that. Get this, yo. Get this palette. It's more user friendly. It's more versatile. You can use the pops of colors. You can do neutral looks as you see that I did here. You can do cooler tones. It does have some warmer tones. Like, I just think this is just a well put together palette. So my recommendation for the Sephora VIB sale, the spring sale, is the Urban Decay Wild West palette. And these teals and the blue, it will definitely take us in, you know, throughout spring as well. So it's a spring sale, get the spring palette. This one is nice, but sitting here just talking, it's like the Naked palette is where it's at. When it comes to the eyeshadow products, and you've been dying to test the Pat McGrath eyeshadows, I definitely recommend those. I filmed a video. I don't think that's going to be up before this video, but I did film a full face of black owned makeup brands, and Pat McGrath is one of the brands that I use. Well, if you don't know, during the holiday when she released that Celestial Divinity palette, and it was at a discounted price for us, and I tried her eyeshadows, it inspired me to actually bite the bullet and get some of them $125 palettes. And that's saying a lot because I'm a cheap one, okay? But of course I got it on sale, I got a discount, all that kind of good stuff. So Pat McGrath is currently having a spring sale, so I'll leave that link down below. I believe you get 25% off, which is more than the 20 that Sephora's giving us, okay? So this is why I'm mentioning it. If you want to save some coins on Pat McGrath, definitely check out her spring sale. So I didn't mention her eyeshadow palettes, and I'm not going to mention her under eye setting powder, but I do use the deep under eye setting powder is what you'll find me using across my videos, across my channel, and like pretty much all of my recent videos ever since I used it last year. But I also recently just picked up the yellow setting powder that she came out with. All that to say, if you're looking for anything Pat McGrath across anything, like the mascara I love, the gel liner that I've been using from her, it kind of smudges on me. You guys know I have watery eyes and eyeliner. What else? That liquid liner that I just recently tried that I had in the video that I haven't posted yet. I like that as well. But Pat McGrath, she just makes good quality products. So again, if you're looking to get anything from her line, my recommendation would be to check out her website and not Sephora's, okay? And while we're on there, I'm gonna jump the gun here with the highlighter that I have on is from Pat McGrath Labs. So just in case you're wondering, this is the Divine Rose highlighter. It looks pink here, but it comes off as this beautiful gold shade. So that is the highlighter that I have on today. Since I'm talking about highlighters, we're gonna switch things around. It's not in order on my list, but it just only makes sense that I want to tell you guys about the one and only highlight that I do recommend from Sephora, and it's the Dior Backstage Glow Face Palette. Guys, the way I used and abused this palette, I mix all these bad boys around. Sometimes that's what I was trying not to do. See, you got to be careful. If you get these Diors, my recommendation would be get it from the store, because when they ship it to you, I've had them ship me a second one of these, and let me tell you, both of them became broke. So just be careful with this thing. But I mix these shades. You get to create different highlighters. You get to use, you can use one, you can use all four, you can use two. Like, it's just an endless combination, and I love each and every one that it makes. Like, it just blends so smoothly, it looks so flawless. Like, you can go back on my channel and you can see me using this palette, and I think it's everything. The one that I have is in the shade Copper Gold. There's a couple of quads. I don't even know if they even sell Copper Gold. I don't know if I've seen Copper Gold on the website recently. I don't know if this was limited edition, but again, another one of those products where I've considered buying a second one in a different shade just because it's that good. When I spend my money, I like to try different things, so I don't necessarily, like, if I love a product, yeah, I'll get more than one. Just like concealers, you guys know I usually get 2 shades in concealers. But something like this, especially being that it gives me so many options, I didn't feel like I needed to get a second card, but I would. If you gave me $1,000 and I can get anything I want, I would buy a second one of these. So I definitely recommend that. Now, even though this is not a highlighter per se, I thought this would be a good time to mention it, but this is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I used it today, and I actually used it on top of my foundation, and that's what I like about this. That's what I love about this product, is there's so many different ways to use it. So on my channel, you've previously seen me use it underneath my foundation. It still shines through. On top of my foundation, you can use it as a highlighter. Even though I did go on top with the Pat McGrath highlighter, it just adds a nice base. And again, it's that flawless filter that I was telling you that Charlotte Tilbury gives to us every time. It just makes your skin look nice and soft and airbrush and pretty, and like, it's just, I don't know, there's something about this product. It's, like I said, it's not a highlighter per se, but I do put it on those areas where I like to highlight. You can even mix it in with your foundation just to give a nice all over radiance. Like this, there's so many, it's so versatile. They have minis, as you can see. So the mini is more than enough if you ask me. You only need a little bit of product at a time, and you guys know I'm all about that cream application. This may not be a cream if you want to consider it a liquid. It's like a good hybrid between liquid and cream. So that's why I want to mention it around here. But really pretty, really nice. And if you've been wanting to try it, I definitely recommend it. I picked up the shade 6.5 Deep. I did have a sample of this before, and it was a different shade, which is why I didn't order it. But when she dropped these new shades, I thought 6.5 would be perfect for me, and I was right. I only brought one concealer out because this is the only new concealer that I've tried. If you haven't been here for a while and seen like my previous recommendations, I'll leave a playlist here up in the cards above, wherever it pops up. It's gonna pop up right now. And I'll also put it down in the description box. If you've seen any of my previous videos, you know the concealers I go for. The Pat McGrath, the Jouer, if I want a full coverage look. If I want, Too Faced, come on, they're holy grail. But I did write those down. I do have a list here in front of me. I did write those down, but I didn't bring them out because it's not what I've acquired within, since I did that last recommendation sale. So since that last Sephora sale recommendations video, I discovered a new favorite, which is the Dior Forever Skin Correct Concealer. So much so that I personally am considering buying another shade, because this one here, this is the shade 5N. This is the shade 5N. I know they have a 4.5. The 5N is more of my skin tone shade, and I'm kind of thinking that I may want to go up a shade just to get that highlighted look, but I've been using this more as like a skin tone color correction kind of situation for my concealer. And if you can see, I don't know if you can see the use of it, but I am already like down to here with that concealer, and that's good because I have plenty of concealers in my collection. But this is one that I've definitely been using a lot. I've been reaching for a lot, even like if I'm just in, it works for so many different situations, whether I plan on doing a look like this, which I do have this on my face, but I went on top of it with a different concealer. I just like to start off with this one, and then I can also, even if I'm not doing a lightening concealer, this is perfect just to even out the skin tone. I could put on some powder and go, because like on days when I'm going to work, I'm going to be having on a mask. I don't really care too much about that. So this, some powder, and I am good to go. So this is something that I definitely recommend. It's nice and hydrating and nourishing. It doesn't crease and just always looks smooth underneath my eyes, and I've been having a really good time with this concealer. Always been reaching for it ever since I tried it. So this is something that I definitely recommend. Now again, continuing in the order that I do my makeup personally, I would then, after I do my color correction and everything and concealer, I would go in with my cream products. So for cream products, again, I'm pretty sure I had to, because I've been using this for how long now. Like this Fenty cream bronzer is everything. But if I'm not mistaken, I've already mentioned this, but honorable mention, if you already have that and you want to dip into creams and you want to try something different, this Huda Beauty. I've had this in my collection for so long and I've been neglecting it only because I've been always reaching for this. But lately I've definitely been using the Huda Tantour product. That's what it looks like in there, and this is the shade Tan. I believe they have a shade deeper than this, and this goes really deep. Like and the test the new makeup video that I did with the Urban Decay Wild West palette, of course, like I said, that'll be linked, but I also use this, and you can see how that applies on my skin. It glides really smoothly. The only thing about this is I don't think it's as user-friendly as the cream. I just find like as the Fenty bronzer, I find that the Fenty bronzer blends out really nicely. Also with different application methods, whether you use a sponge or you use a brush, that determines how pigmented the product is going to go in your face. So you have to experiment and play around with creams. But if you've been here for a long time, you know I've loved cream products for a long time. So that's something that I recommend, but that's only if you already have this. But if you don't have this and you want to try this, I definitely recommend the Fenty cream bronzer, because like I said, this is definitely more user friendly. And that's what we all about. We all about quick makeup where you don't have to think too hard. You just want it to look effortless, blend, and just come together beautifully, you know? Sticking with cream products, I want to mention the blush situation that I have on my face today, and that is from no other than Patrick Ta. I am so happy that the spring is here now because I get to bust out She's That Girl, and trust and believe, she's that girl, okay? This blush duo had me thinking that I need to buy another one of these. But like I said, it's spring now. I don't need to buy another one, even though probably when we get to my wish list and everything later on in this video might be longer. This video might end up being too long, so I may split it up into 2 videos. So if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and do so that you can be here when that video comes up. But this blush duo, oh my goodness. So you have a cream bronzer, you have a cream blush here with a little window that keeps it separated from the powder. The products don't get mixed together. But with Patrick Ta being a makeup artist, he formulated this product to do the unthinkable, okay? Because normally, there's no rules to makeup, but there's some rules to makeup, okay? So they used to say that you can't really apply cream products over powder. You were supposed to always apply your creams or your liquids, and then you set it with a powder. But this formula here, let me tell you, you apply this powder brush first, which is what I did, and then you go on top with that cream. It is just beautiful. I love it. I've told you guys I loved it, and like I said, I even considered buying another one. The shelf life on these is 12 months, so cream products don't last as long as powder products do. But the fact that they actually give you that window, it helps you. It helps the situation. It helps you maintain the product in your collection a little bit longer. So this definitely a goal. I have no complaints about this. Like, I've never had a problem with it. Every time I use it, I just love it. And then, like I said, I'm so happy that spring is here again. But this, for the spring, you definitely need to pick this up. This is a good one, guys. It's a recommendation. Last but not least, in the cream realm, I did want to give a shout out to the Natasha Denona Bloom palette, which I think I may have featured this 1 or 2 recommendations ago. I can't even honestly remember, but I've been using this palette for so long. Again, same kind of situation where you have the little window here that keeps the cream products separated from the powder products. Now, think about this. It has a blush. It has a glow highlight kind of situation. It's not really a highlighter. I would say it's just like a pretty sheen. If you think of, which another product that I'm going to talk about soon, but if you think of like the Charlotte Tilbury, what is this? The Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. If it was a cream product, it would be this. That's what I would say. And then these 2 highlighters up here are powder products, which there's one, I believe it's this color here, that is like super glittery. So beware with that. But I like to mix the 2, and it's just really pretty. So the standout product for me on this palette though is that one cream blush. Oh my goodness. Like when I say women are color friendly, take a look. As a matter of fact, I just recently featured this in my face palettes video. Guys, you can see swatches of this palette in that video, but it is so pretty. Like that cream blush, this color right here, just makes the whole palette. So that is definitely another recommendation. So after I go in with my creams and everything, I basically go in with my foundation. And I have tried on a couple of new foundations ever since I did my last recommendations video. I believe I featured the, what is this, the Rare Beauty foundation. If you see, I'm literally like all the way down to here, and that's a big thing. Like I said, with a collection that I have, sometimes it's hard to get through products, but when you see like there's a dent in the product, you know that you actually love it and you reach for that product and you use it. So this is something that I recommend. My shade is in the shade 450N. It has this big old doe foot applicator, which makes it easy for me. Like I did a video with this foundation before where you saw me dot it all over my face, and it just blends so smoothly. Like it's almost like the texture of this is just like soft. It's like a soft matte but not drying formula, you know. It's really nice, and I really do like this formula. I wouldn't say it's like super hydrating. I think it's good for my dry skin, especially in those colder months. I really enjoyed this one because it just didn't dry me out. Another one that I tried towards the end of 2020, which I may have featured, I'm not sure, is the Too Faced Born This Way matte. Now I normally don't go for a full-on matte foundation, but this one is really comfortable. Comes with a pump there. Now when the Too Faced original foundation came out, I tried it. I actually went through 2 different colors, 2 different shades of that foundation, and for some reason I just wasn't like I wasn't on board with that Too Faced Born This Way train. Not the first time around, or not when Jackie Aina had came and revamped the shades, and I was like, okay, so maybe it was the shade. I went ahead and picked up a second shade. Still didn't work out for me. But then when I tried this, the matte formula, it's so comfortable, not drying at all, and I just feel like your face just looks so smooth and filtered. Like this is a really good foundation. I don't really hear too many people talk about this because everybody was all up in arms about the NARS Soft Matte Complete Foundation. I'm not necessarily on board with this one. Like I was enjoying it at first, and I found that if I wore this one too many times in a row, like my skin would start to show some kind of texture, and I don't like stuff like that. So then I started to wear it mixed with my all-time favorite. Like this foundation's all the way down here, so I love it. This is the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation, and in case you're wondering, this one is in the shade Macau. I got the soft matte in the shade Deep 2 New Caledonia. 2 different shades, but I did try to mix them together and see if I like this one better than this, because I didn't want to waste my money. And I think this may be, this may just work out better for me in the warmer months when my face, develops more oils and everything like that. But being a matte foundation, I didn't have that problem when it came to the Too Faced. So for that reason, for me, Too Faced over NARS in this situation. But if you are looking to try a NARS foundation, of course, I've definitely recommended this so many times at this point, and this is just a really good foundation. Gives you that radiance and hydration, and this is just bomb. So I say luminous over soft matte, Too Faced over soft matte, and that's real talk. And the last foundation that I want to talk to you guys in this video about is the Fenty Beauty Powder Foundation. When I tell you, Fenty's powder foundation, at the end of the day, it doesn't look, not even at the end of the day, when you apply this and you go in with like your setting mist or anything, it does not look like it was a powder foundation. This looks like straight liquid foundation. And what do I have on my face? Oh, y'all know Fenty just came out with the skin tint. So this is the combination that I have on my face today. I have been trying out the Fenty Beauty Eavesdrop Blurring Skin Tint. The verdict is still out, let me just say that. But I've been testing it out because I want to come to you guys with a full-on review. I know so many people have put up their review on the Fenty Beauty Eavesdrop, but for me, I like to test out my foundation, see what I like about it, see if it works with different concealers, different powders, that kind of thing. So I've definitely been testing this out a little over a week now, because I got it the day it came out, that Friday. I definitely went to the store and got it, and I've been trying this out for some time now. If you're interested in trying it and you can get the discount, go ahead and get it. It's not necessarily a recommendation. My recommendation definitely is the Fenty Beauty Powder Foundation. This is called the Soft Matte Powder Foundation. I got mine in the shade 410, and let me tell y'all, this is everything. Like, you can wear it with just concealer and powder. You can use it as a setting powder on top of your foundation or your skin tint like I did today. Really nice powder. Like I said, it doesn't look like you're wearing powder foundation. It looks like you're really actually wearing a liquid foundation. So bomb. I used to use the Makeup Forever powder foundation. I still didn't get around to testing it side by side because I still do love that powder, but I just haven't reached for it ever since I got this one in my collection. Like, so that is definitely a recommendation. If you haven't tried that Fenty Beauty powder foundation as of yet, I definitely recommend that. Oh shoot, I'm seeing something that I should have talked about with the eyeshadows. Another product that I had featured in my 2020 favorites, and I'm glad it's back here and it's white because you can't see how dirty this is. But this is the Makeup by Mario Master Eye Prepping Set, and this is in the shade Deep. This is what I pretty much use every time I do my eyeshadow. Any eyeshadow looks. This is like what I use as a base. It basically, I wouldn't say cancels out the darkness on my lids, but it just gives a nice blank canvas, and then there's a translucent powder up there to set it, and everything is so nicely smooth and prepped and ready for eyeshadow. So that's something that I wanted to mention during the eyeshadows. Just forgot to. I didn't write it on my list. The Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. For years I've mentioned the medium deep powder. I have a full one back there that I just don't feel like messing up and moving and everything and showing you guys. But trust and believe, I've used that product for years. And then they came out, I think it was last year, when they came out with the honey color. And this is really pretty. I really like this. And oh, well, you can't see anything. I don't know why I took the top off. I took the top off the Maybach. Really nice. Translucent, but it doesn't, I find with the medium deep, it like cancels out everything, and it makes it, you know how like underneath my eyes today is a little bright and highlighted. That's what this does. It helps me to lighten up underneath there rather than blank it out. So on a regular, you know, normal day, I can go with the medium deep Laura Mercier powder, and I can even use that as an all over setting powder. But when it comes to underneath my eyes, I recommend the honey shade. I'm just happy that I got this little sample and I didn't have to buy it. Now when it comes to the all over powder, I think in the last recommendations video I had recommended the Charlotte Tilbury powder, which I went ahead and still have that little pan showing through. Well, I can say little pan, but it's grown every time that I showed you guys. But this is a really beautiful powder. It just makes everything look so flawless and airbrushed and put together. And mine is in the shade 3 Dark. They did come out with a number 4. I think it's Deep. And it's just like, you know, a shade or two deeper than this is. But if you've been looking to get that powder, that's one that I do recommend. But then one that I just recently tried, the same day that I bought the Fenty Skin Tint, I bought the Kosas Cloud Set. And guys, this is nice. I didn't get a chance to talk to you guys about it. First of all, I love this little see-through packaging and everything. To me, it looks like a cloud. Like, it just looks so dreamy and wispy, like you're in a cloud. So mine is in the shade Silky. This is the Kosas Cloud Set powder. This is what the powder looks like, and it's almost like it's a baked formula. So the thing about this powder is you put it on and it doesn't feel like anything. It's literally, that's why they named it Cloud Set. It's because it's like air. It doesn't feel like anything. It doesn't feel like you have on powder. It's like you putting nothing on your skin. It's really like my brush has nothing on it, but it does. Like, once you set everything, it just looks so nicely. As a matter of fact, the first time I wore it with the skin tint, and when I tell you, my face looks so good with that. It's so nice and airy, and it just feels like nothing on your skin. I think there may be a shade, or maybe even two, I'm not sure, don't quote me on it, but I don't know if there's room for pictures of stuff next to me, but I'll move over when it comes to the recommendations, don't you worry. But this is a really good powder. Like, it's still new to me. I've only used it about 2 or 3 times, but I like it so far. So, you know, if you was looking and interested in getting it, I say get it. So after all my face is all set and everything, I like to go into bronzer. You know I love bronzer. I love bronzer. So I already recommended the Fenty cream. Of course, the Fenty powder is back there in the drawer. Those are bomb. Actually, Fenty just recently released the Thick Mint shade. It's the deepest shade of the powder bronzers. So if you felt like Fenty didn't have a bronzer shade for you before, maybe you're of deeper skin tone than me, or if you're like me, where you didn't like, I might as well get it, right? So the Fenty powder that I have is in the shade Cocoa Naughty. And this was just like a nice everyday kind of bronzer. It didn't give too much depth, but it added just like that nice little bit of warmth. Well, what used to be the deepest shade is Mocha Mami, which had that red undertone. And I don't do red undertones when it comes to my bronzer. If you saw the Test the New Makeup video that I did where I had the Jaclyn Hill bronzer, that's what was throwing me off. It was like so red toned, and I don't like that red tone perimeter. It just is crazy to me. So, Fenty recently released the Thick Mint bronzer, which is really, it looks like a really good tone, but I've been going bronzer crazy, so I personally don't need to buy any new bronzers. But again, if you're looking for one that's deeper than Cocoa Naughty, but not as red as Mocha Mami, check out Thick Mint. My girl Mika, as a matter of fact, check out Beauty with Mika on her IG. She features swatches of all 3, so you can see the shade comparisons. I'll leave her name here on the screen so you can check her out. She does tons of swatches over on her IG, so definitely check her out and you can see the comparison of those 3. But I think the only new bronzer, like you guys know, please, when this Charlotte Tilbury bronzer came out, like, I was going in. Like, I don't know if you can see the dip that I have in that bronzer, which is a good thing. I don't want to see a dip right now. This is a big old bronzer and I don't want to see it go away no time soon. It was like $50 and I want that to last in my collection. But another bronzer that's up there in price would be the Gucci bronzer. I love this bronzer. I do have this bronzer on my face today in conjunction with one of the color variant bronzers that I have picked up. So that's what I have, you know, going towards the back here. But everything else, all this, Gucci, guys. So beautiful. Like, it's so smooth. And it's like almost ethereal. To me, that's the only word that I can think of when I see this bronzer. Like, first of all, we're not going to talk about packaging. Beautiful. I've never used the sponge, the little brush down here. I keep it in the packaging because it's Gucci and I want it to stay cute. But, like, I don't know if y'all can see my Gucci, the emblem there in the middle. It's starting to fade because that's how much I use this. And every day kind of warmth to the skin. And like I said, it's just ethereal. It's not a flat matte or anything like that. It's just beautiful. You guys know I use the word beautiful and pretty when I just love something. Like, it just gives you that beauty and it just looks so smooth, and this is everything. I love my Gucci bronzer. Another one of these products where so much so where I've considered getting another shade because, you know, this is my everyday kind of bronzer, but when I want to pump it up, I like to go in with like a deeper bronzer, which is why a lot of times you guys see me mix the two. But being that I'm testing out the Color Rain bronzers, that's what I did today, and I like how it looks. But Gucci is always where it's at. Alright, so I did highlighters already because we already moved. So I flipped the book over. We got 3 more sections left, guys. Blushes. Now, let me tell y'all my method to my madness. First of all, with me, I like to apply my bronzer. I like to apply my highlight, which is why highlight was next. And then I like to sandwich it in with blush. Don't ask me. It's just the perfect combination for me. So, when it comes to blushes, the only blushes that I can recommend is the same brushes that I always mix up brushes and blushes. Like, get it together, Cara. Blushes, brushes, blushes, blushes. The only blush that I recommend from Sephora is the Cheek to Chic blushes from Charlotte Tilbury. And this is one that I featured in my 2020 Beauty Favorites video. The Walk of Shame, Wait, this is the Walk of No Shame blush. It puts everything to shame. Like, okay, I've already mentioned in the cream, you know, the Patrick Ta. I've actually considered getting another one of these, but I probably won't. But we'll get to that. But this, the cream, I mean, the Cheek to Chic Walk of No Shame. Oh my gosh. But I'm gonna swatch it, because like this color, if you haven't seen this in action already, I don't know if you actually searched in my channel. If you go to my channel homepage and you type in Walk of No Shame, a video or 2 or 3 may come up. Oh, as a matter of fact, guys, y'all need to check out the Sephora recommendations video, because a lot of this stuff I actually demoed in that video. So if you're new here and you're wondering, should I subscribe to her channel? We do reviews, we do demos and everything. So check out my Sephora 2020, not Sephora. So check out my 2020 beauty favorites video. And in that video, not only do I talk about the product, but I demo it for you too. But I believe I wore this, but that color is just like everything. Now, if you're looking for an everyday kind of color from Charlotte Tilbury, I also have the Pillow Talk Intense shade, which is like an everyday kind of shade. You can barely see that, but this is the swatch up here, right above it. But this is Walk of No Shame. That's the business. That's the one I recommend. Forget Pillow Talk Intense. Walk of No Shame is where it's at, y'all. Get Walk of No Shame. That's pretty much like the full face right there situation, but I do like to set my face, because like I said, I am a dry skin gal, so I have to always add some setting spray. For years we've been talking about Urban Decay All Nighter, and then last year I dipped into the Smashbox Photo Finish setting spray. Oh my goodness, this, like, that's a mist. That's a mist. I love a mist. This is so good. Keep your makeup on all day, and it doesn't like suck the life out of your face. But we talk about Miss Charlotte Tilbury, her Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. Now, everybody said that this is so much, it's so good. Like, when, you know, we've been wearing masks for like a year now at this point. So everybody was recommending this to the point where I didn't even get the travel spray. You know I love my minis, but I didn't even get the travel spray with this one. I was like, let me go big, 'cause I'm a setting spray fanatic. This is really nice. The thing about this one that I like so much about it is that when you spray it, the smell is just so relaxing. And then not only that, but when it dries, I'm gonna let that dry a little bit. When it dries, it gives you this vibrancy. Like I always say, like, a setting spray brings your makeup look together, but the finish of this spray, it just looks so radiant. Like, it doesn't, when I said that this one doesn't suck the life out of your skin, yeah, it doesn't, but it also doesn't leave it radiant looking. It just leaves it nice and matte. This Charlotte Airbrush, oh my goodness, I just find like it just gives like a beautiful radiance to the skin, and it just looks pretty. But again, this does come in a mini, so if you're looking to try it, I don't know the price. Everything will be listed in the link down below, but half the size, more than likely half the price. If you just want to try it out and see how you like it for yourself, this is one that I recommend. I just think it just leaves like a beautiful flawless finish. That's what she's about. Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. And I think any Charlotte Tilbury product just makes you look pretty. Guys, really quickly before I end this video, I was filming my other video that I'm filming, which is the wish list, so stay tuned for that. But I realized I left out a couple of things. So I left out the Bite Beauty mascara. This is called their Upswing mascara, Upswing full volume mascara. It is so good, guys. The only thing about this, the only con that I can say is that it is hell to take off of your lashes. Like, you gotta clean them. But the deepness that it gives, and I think it really gives a lot of volume to my lashes. Like, did I wear this today? No, I think I have on Pat McGrath today. I can't think. But I did try this in my test and no bake makeup video for you guys. If you want to see like a comparison of one eye done and one not, check out that video. But I definitely wanted to mention that. And then with skincare, I forgot to mention the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. Like, this stuff is the business. Like, for me, it doubles as a primer. It's nice and hydrating, and I don't honestly have to put in a primer. Like, I love a 2-in-1 kind of product situation. So the fact that I'm moisturized and primed, I love this stuff. The only thing is that there is no SPF in this. It used to be marketed that it had SPF. I don't know. I think it's such a little amount that they took that out of the marketing. I already told you guys, invest in the SPF, but this moisturizer is the business. And then also I forgot, I didn't tell you guys anything about lip products because I ended up featuring that Juvia's Place combination that I have on. But these, the Fenty Cream Gloss Bombs, oh my god. If you check out the wish list video, I was going through like the new products that Sephora has on their page, and I saw a 2 set. So they have 2 exclusive shades to a set, and you're getting like $10 off because you still get the full size product, but it's 10, well, according to Sephora, because Sephora will lie to you and sit there and say that you're getting full size and they won't. Okay, but according to what it says on the website, you're getting 2 full size products, even though it's 2 different colors. You're getting like 2 pink ones, and you're getting $10 off. Plus, on top of that, you'll still get the savings for the sale. So definitely check those out if you haven't already. And yeah, let me go ahead and close out this video now. You know, the Sephora sale is a good time to stock up on all your necessities, anything that you personally feel that you need, whether it's fragrances. And I still have that fragrance video coming to you guys. Stay tuned. You want some fragrance recommendations real quick? I'm just looking, and I'm not going to grab anything, but I'm just telling you. The Valentino Donna Born Aroma, the Lancome Idol, the Versace Dylan Blue. I actually picked up the Versace Dylan Turquoise that they have. If you like the D&G light blue scent, then you may like that. I think that'll be good for the spring. Giorgio Armani My Way. Like, there's so many fragrances, and we'll get to that in another video, but just definitely you want to pick up on your necessities. If you need brow products, those go pretty quickly. Skincare, of course, skincare. Everybody needs hydration. One of my recommendations would be the Innisfree Intensive Hydrating Toner with green tea seed. It's a big, massive bottle, and I think it's like less than 20 bucks. Like, I'm telling you, this toner is really nice. I put a little bit in my hand. This is the first step when I come out the shower or when I finish washing my face. I go in with this toner just to bring back the pH in my skin. Then I'll go in with my essence. Right now, I've been using the Fresh Black Tea Kombucha Facial Treatment Essence. I've been enjoying that. As you can see, half of the bottle is already gone. So I have been enjoying that essence, and the essence, I didn't want to recommend it only because I don't feel like an essence is an absolutely necessary step for your makeup. Like, if you're like me and you like to be extra and you go in with a toner and you go in with an essence, yeah, this is one that I recommend. But essences and toners, a lot of people do use them interchangeably. I personally don't. Like I said, this I use for my, you know, to get that pH balance back in my skin. And then my essence, I go in with to allow the products that I'm going to apply on top of it to absorb in a little bit more. You know, so that is one that I've been using. Then I go in with my serums. I have a couple of serums, but one that I thought would be nice to mention would be the Fenty Skin Fat Water. This is their Pore Refining Toner Serum. No, yeah, that's what it's called. The Pore Refining Toner Serum. I'm already down to here with this. I bought the travel set of the Fenty Skin stuff. The facial wash, it actually breaks me out, so I don't recommend that one, because if you're like me, you have eczema prone skin, or you have like some kind of, you know, I just feel like there's a sensitivity to that one. Like, it's a really heavily fragrance, and it could be the fragrance that's actually messing with my skin. I've tried it many a times, and every time I get it, I definitely break out. So I know it's that. It's actually in my shower. I use it sometimes to like clean out sponges and stuff like that, but other than that, I'm not putting it on my face. But the fat water is nice and moisturizing, and it's, you know, it's like, it's fat water. That's what it is. It's like a nice thick water. It does drip down, but you see it's dripping slowly because it has like some girth to it. So there's stuff in there. It's supposed to be pore refining, and I've been enjoying it. Like, I don't know if it's the products that I use on top or if it's like my skincare in combination with it, but I really haven't had too many pore issues. I feel like my pores have been looking really nice and smooth, and that's one of my skin concerns is pores, you know, the darkness under my eyes. We're not gonna go into all that, but that's one that I recommend. And then also from Fenty Skin, I'm almost finished with this bottle. I'm actually to the point where I'm taking this out and getting whatever's left in there. But this is also part of that travel set, and this is her Hydra Visor Invisible Moisturizer Broad Spectrum SPF of 30 sunscreen. So this I like because it was a combination of sunscreen and a moisturizer. But if you're not looking to get that, get some kind of SPF, guys. The Super Goop, I actually took this out of my empties just to show you guys. Like, The Supergoop Balm, this actually, it has that silicone texture where it actually doubles as a primer. So you can use it without, you can, oh, that's one thing I want to mention. I want to mention about the Fenty Skin. To me, it's like, I don't know if you saw that when I took this out. It's like pink. So when you put it on your skin, it gives you like that lavender kind of vibe, which they say lavender does like help brighten, so it looks nice and bright, but there's something about it that's just a little bit off. So I do prefer to use this before makeup. But the Supergoop, I can actually go in with or without makeup, and I don't feel like there's any kind of difference in the tone of my skin. Like, it doesn't give like any kind of gray cast or white cast or anything like that. I do find that with the Fenty. But another one that I've been recently testing out, if you remember last year, I had got this big sampler of SPFs, and this was another one that doesn't leave a white cast. So this is the Biossance Broad Spectrum SPF of 30 with squalane and zinc. So this is another one that I find, especially for us, you know, deeper skinned women, if you put an SPF, sometimes, more than likely, a lot of them, they actually leave a cast. This is another one that I found that doesn't leave any cast. So it comes out with that lotiony texture, and then watch when I absorb it, like, it just looks nice and hydrated. It gives like a nice sheen, but it doesn't have like any kind of cast to it. It looks just, you know, just like my hand. So I do enjoy that one as well. So again, any kind of skincare, anything that you always use, now is a good time to stock up. Again, if you are rouge like me, our sale starts on Friday the 9th. So at this point, I feel like the video has been long enough. What I'm gonna do is stop this video here, and I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna record my wish list in a separate video. We're gonna go through all my loves list. We're gonna go through my loves list, and I'll tell you guys what I'm really thinking about buying, stuff that's just on my loves list that's gonna stay there. And you know, it is what it is. So if you want to see that video, go ahead and subscribe. Make sure your notification bell is turned on so you can be notified when that video uploads. Let me know if any of the items that I discussed are on your wish list, or what is on your wish list. Don't let this be a one-sided conversation. You guys know I love to hear your thoughts on this. Let me know your thoughts on any of the products that I featured in this video today. Let me know what you're looking to pick up. You know, a lot of people aren't even wearing makeup nowadays. So if you're looking to get different skincare things, you know, put your girl on. I want to know all about it. Go ahead and sound off down in the comment section below. If you stuck to the end and you enjoyed it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. That helps us out greatly. It lets other people know that they should be watching this video as well. If you're new here and you enjoyed it, go ahead and join the K Squad. We would love to have you. And I hope to catch each and every one of you on the next video. Until next time, beauty, stay blessed. Lady,